so fun! What is going on, my beautiful raspy riders? Today, we are going to be going over the Victrip R6. This bike is seriously everything the Super 73 Z Series should have been. And I'm going to tell you guys why, and I'm going to go over the specs and take it for a test ride. But first, we got to jump to the unboxing. We're going to open this bad boy up and see how well the company packaged this bike. All right, we just got the box cut open. Now let's see what the bike looks like. Oh man, this is gonna be a cool little moped bike. You can already see the shock, it's looking nice. Might have some decent travel. And they actually use a lot of foam. This is what I like to see. Foam on the edges and foam on the side. And on top. You don't want anything cutting into the seat right here. We gotta put on the seat, the handlebars, and the front tire. So that shouldn't take too long. First thing I'm gonna do is try to find the battery so I can get that charged up and get working on this bike. Looks like we got a little box right here. Let's see what's inside this. Oh, we got the display. This thing is huge. Look at this. This is probably the biggest display I've seen on an e-bike. This is my phone. This is the Apple iPhone 14. And this is the bike's display. Some wrenches, the axle, the manual, and our charger. Yep, our charger. It says 48 volt 2 amp. So the battery is a 13 amp hour pack, which means it should take us about 6.5 to 7 hours to fully charge from 0 to full. We have a little multi-tool here, some wrenches, the axle, the manual. All right, welcome back, guys. I had to take off the jacket because it was getting really hot. Now that the unboxing is done, let's go over the specs. This bike is so special because it is very difficult to find a bike that is low to the ground and has full suspension. From the seat to the ground, the height is 27 inches. That is pretty insane. There is no bike out there that is gonna have suspension like this, and I can flat foot the bike. And my knees are bent too. Check out this picture of my fiance because she's 4'11". 4'11", she's under 5 feet, and she can also ride this bike with ease. The picture doesn't show it, but she can also flat foot the bike. My Super 73 Z Miami, yeah, I could flat foot the bike, but the problem was there was no rear suspension. And every time I would hit a bump, man, I would feel that going to my spine. I've test ridden this bike already, and it's so comfortable. It just absorbs everything. But what else does this bike have? Well, it's got 160 millimeter rotors front and back with cable brakes. We got plastic fenders, a big old headlight, and turn signals. Let me go somewhere a little darker so that you guys can see the display better. All right, our display shows battery bars. We currently have 4 out of 4 bars. It shows our speed in miles per hour and our trip. And it can also show us our turn signals and our headlight. See? If we move on to the right side, we have our switch, our 3 speeds, and a full twist throttle. So in order to turn this bike on, we have to go to the battery and then turn that on and use the key fob that is included with the bike, and you press the lightning bolt button in the center twice. And then your bike turns on. And this switch right here is used for parking. See, if we switch it to off, it says P. And then if we switch it to on, the miles per hour starts showing. When getting on and off the bike or letting someone try the bike, it's good to always switch that off so they don't accidentally hit the throttle. In order to turn the bike off, we hit the unlock button once. So it turns off the screen. The battery is still on, but that's okay, because if you keep your battery on, you can actually use a key fob to engage the alarm. Just click the lock button, and now you've engaged the alarm. And let's see what happens if we touch the bike. Okay, it gives us a warning. What happens if we touch it again? Oh, that's loud. Jesus. Okay, we stopped that by going unlock. Oh, that was loud. Ain't nobody stealing this bike. If we move down to the center of the frame, we have our removable battery with these keys right here. And this is a 48 volt, 13 amp hour pack. It's actually bigger than the Z Miami that I had too. And that's also a huge bonus because batteries are the most expensive part of a bike. So the Victrip R6 has a bigger battery and at a cheaper price point than the Z series. We have a super nice seat. I'm loving this black on brown look. The company does offer other colors like pink, white, orange, but they all come with brown seats. But I think the black and brown look is probably the best looking one. If you're a smaller rider like me, you could scoot up and fit a second person on here. I've done it with my fiance. All you gotta do is probably mount some pegs. You can put your heels on this, but it's gonna be safer if you just get some pegs. The seat is a little bit on the firmer side, but that's okay because you don't really feel it with this shock. This shock absorbs everything, so it makes the seat really comfortable. And on top of that, as you can see, if you want a firmer shock, you can actually twist this and compress the coil a bit. That'll give you a more firmer ride. But me, I personally want something super plush, so I don't have to do anything to it. And behind the seat, we have our brake light. It's really bright. This is definitely one of the better brake lights I've seen. And our turning signals. You can keep both of them on there if you want to turn on your hazards. Let's move on down to the juicy part, the motor. This motor says 48 volt, 750 watts, and it's 16 inches. So these are 16-inch wheels. As you can see in the tires, we got 16 by 4 fat tires, and they are Chow Yang. I'm loving these smaller wheels. They're still fat, so they absorb a ton of bumps, but I like that they're lower to the ground. They're smaller than your typical 20 by 4. What's also great is that these tires are mounted on some mag wheels. We don't have any spokes, which is great because spokes can break and they need to be maintained. Alright guys, now that we've gone over all the specs, let's go take this thing on a test ride. Alright guys, we are outside on the Victrip R6. We are currently on level 1 and I'm full throttle and the display says 16 miles per hour. So my phone GPS is showing 14 miles per hour. The display is showing 16, so we're off by a little bit. Let's see how fast we are on pedal assist mode. So pedal assist on level 1 is going to be the same thing as throttle on level 1. Both are at 16 miles per hour. 16 on the display. And 14 on GPS. Oh wow. It looks like we also have cruise control. Yeah, we do have cruise control. I can see it on display. So you probably hold down the throttle for like 6-7 seconds and cruise control will automatically turn on. That is super cool. My hand is off the throttle and I'm just relaxing. I always love having cruise control because if you go on a longer ride, you do want to relax your hands sometimes. And to disengage cruise control, you just hit the brakes and it stops. All right, let's check out level 2. Level 2 on pedal assist. Let's see if my legs can keep up. Oh, you gotta be pedaling really fast to feel resistance at the cranks. Display shows 22 miles per hour. My phone GPS is showing 20. Alright, let's go after the light and let's try level 3. We're actually on our way to the San Gabriel riverbed And I think it'll be cool to take some pictures over there and maybe go up and down the slopes. See if this bike can handle it. Okay, we're on level 3. Let's check out our top speed. Top speed run on the Victrip R6. Let's go. 25 on display, 23 on GPS, still climbing. 28 on display and 26 on GPS. Oh, 29 on display. Okay, so it looks like with my weight at, I got a break. All right, it looks like with my weight at 170 pounds, plus I'm wearing a backpack, so let's just call it 175 pounds. I saw a top speed of 27 miles per hour. I guarantee that if you're a lighter rider, like my fiance, you'll probably see 28, 29 miles per hour, which is really solid for a bike like this. Guys, I bought a used Super 73Z Miami for $1,600. Yeah, that's right, $1,600. If this bike was out in the market at that time, I wouldn't have bought that. I would have bought this. And I would have gone full suspension. Man, this bike is pretty much better in every single category. Bigger battery, you get a giant display, you get turn signals, front and rear, and a horn. See how loud it is outside. This brand new is half the price of what I paid for a used Z Miami. That's ridiculous. Ooh, here's a cool picture spot. Got a bridge right here. Dang, I can't get over how good this bike looks. Ooh, we got a little turnout point. We can head closer to the little stream. If you guys don't know, I'm currently on the San Gabriel River Trail, and you can take this all the way down and get really close to the San Gabriel Mountains. Let's do some diagonal riding. Ooh. Oh, these fat tires can get all that grip. So much traction. This is so fun. Check out the suspension when I come back down. All right, I'm having way too much fun with this thing. Let's go ahead to the mall so that we can do our brake testing. How's the handling? Sharp turn, sharp turn. Woo! And these tiny little tires, they definitely help with the handling. We can turn so sharp. You guys see that cornering? Okay guys, we made it to the mall. This is where we're gonna do our brake test. You see this white Camry right here? I am gonna get up to speed around 20 to 25 miles per hour. And at the middle of this parking spot where the white Camry is in, I'm gonna hit the brakes. And then we're gonna see how many car spaces it takes to come to a complete stop. Oh man, I think someone was in that car. That was a little bit awkward. Hopefully they don't move so I can do my test. Okay, here we go. The Victrip R6 brake test. Display shows 20 miles per hour, 22, 23, 24, 25, and brake. Okay, we stopped in the 1, 2, 3, third parking space. That's solid. That's really good. I am happy with that. We don't even need to redo it. Stopping within 3 parking spaces at 20 to 25 miles per hour, that's solid. These mechanical disc brakes definitely do the job. Oh look, let's do our speed bump test. Yeah, you just bounce right over it. Let's do it again. Slow down a little bit. Yep. Man, these shocks absorb everything. So good. All right, let's head to the park and close this video off with our ending thoughts. Let's hop onto the grass, doing some light off-roading, and stop in the middle, and let's go over our thoughts. But I think you guys already know them. Man, look how sexy this bike is. Jeez. It's like a baby, ghost cat. It looks so good. It looks better than a ghost cat because of the proportion of it. It just looks right. Honestly, I don't think there's much to say. You know, I love this thing. At the price point of $799, this thing comes with a big old headlight and turn signals. What bike has that? No bike at that price point comes with turn signals, front and rear. It's pretty crazy. And with full suspension, I see a lot of bikes that are under $1,000, but usually it's a hardtail. This thing gives you a long saddle and full suspension. This bike is just awesome. The only con I can think of is if maybe you're a tall rider. If you're really tall, then this bike might feel a little cramped for you. I'm 5'6", and it's really fun. I think if you're a couple inches taller than me, you'll still be able to have a lot of fun with this bike. But if you're reaching like 6 feet, yeah, this bike is gonna be a little small for you. If you're a teenager or someone that's a shorter rider, you're gonna fall in love with this bike instantly, like I did and like my fiance did. If you guys are interested in this bike, please use the link in the description. It helps me out a lot and helps support the channel at no cost to you. I'll also put a $50 discount code in there as well. If you guys have any questions or comments, leave them down below. Please give this video a thumbs up and a like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.